for my 26th prediction today. Really not. It's really kind of, you know, yeah, gloomy, unnicey, cloudy. You know, it's just not nice. In fact, you could almost get a crush out of it, really. You could. Talking today, believe me, I'm really elated about this. And first of all, for everybody that's watching live on Facebook now, thank you for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys back again. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to be watching a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Well, it's easy. You hit sub, you hit the thumb, you know, yeah, and the little bell gives you notifications we're going to be doing this. And then, well, if you want notifications, I don't know whether that's a good thing, really, because then you'll go, oh my God, he's back again, I'm not going to watch that, and turn it off. But, you know, if you do, then the notifications are very important. Take care of it. They really, really are. So glad to have everybody along. We're joined by Creatures of Condition coming out of Windsor, Ontario. And while we're talking about that part of the world, and believe me, I'm sure these guys are quite familiar with the OPP. Well, they give us communiques all the time. Today, the 400 series, they're asking drivers, please, caution. Roads aren't the greatest, okay? So please be careful, especially heading on out to the airport in Toronto. And, you know, for the OPP, absolute pleasure. Thanks. Keep those communications coming. Otherwise, you could end up in a pretty serious car accident right now. Could even crush it. That's twice I've said crush. That's twice I've said crush. I tell you what, here, live with us, as Creatures of Condition, we're talking to Donnie and Mark. But first of all, here's Crush. So we've got a couple of minutes. Are you feeling okay? You guys don't have a stiff drink in front of you, do you?
They have a beer.
There you go. Man's got a rolling rock.
I'm not divulging what I'm drinking.
Well, that could be more potent than a rolling rock.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? If you have to go to the bathroom, I'm sure it is. Isn't that your greens, Mark? I shouldn't. That's mean. I apologize. And I know I apologize too much.
Apparently, Canadians do that.
They do.
Yeah, that's why we're in the crush.
Yeah. I had a Canadian tell me this. I did. Mark, you can speak to multi languages, French, I presume.
I'm bilingual.
You're bilingual.
I was born in Quebec, French, and then we moved to Ontario, and then that's why I learned English.
Okay, well, bonjour, my friend. I had somebody tell me it was by something else, and I said, no, you can keep that.
Well, it is a different country.
It is.
Oh, it's a different kind of country.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Tell me something. To get from where you guys are over to the United States is a 10-minute tunnel trip, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, do you need your passport?
Yes.
It used to be all you needed was a driver's license, but it's been years since we've had to have a passport. It was before it was very, very easy. There's a bus that goes over. There's a tunnel and a bridge, and now we're building a second bridge. So there's going to be quite a bit of ways to get over there.
Okay. Well, yeah, believe me, it would make it hard fishing as you go past, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's true.
Love tunnels. Really love tunnels. I really do. I'm supposed to be heading over to Canada sometime in the very near future. We're going Sasquatch hunting, actually.
Sasquatch hunting? Are you going to BC or?
Yeah. And at the same time, apparently there's little goblins that lives in the forest or something like that, you know. We're going to go and share a beer with them.
Yeah, they're called, on Facebook, they're called trolls.
Anybody over the age of 45 could possibly called that any time. I get called that a lot. What are you doing? I'm trolling.
Yeah.
It's not stalking, it's trolling.
Yeah, I'm not stalking. No, that's something that happens to me. No, it's honestly, it's something that happens to me more often than you would think.
Stalking gets to a trip in the boot.
Well, you know, Believe me, I'm not adverse to putting good friends in a boot or in a trunk.
And we're not opposed to giving good friends the boot.
There you go. There you go. I'm glad I'm not a good friend just yet.
Oh, no.
But I do got to congratulate you guys, and welcome to the Galaxy family too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for playing our stuff.
Oh, look, it's an absolute pleasure. It really is, Mark. I absolutely love your stuff. I do. At the same time, let's go live and have some fun.
Okay.
And don't be polite. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM 25. After 10 o'clock, it is 20 degrees downtown. Weatherman says 22 degrees, I'm saying 26. Barbara has said 25 today. Both of us are rather worried right now, I've got to be honest with you, so we'll see what happens. It's Wednesday. Barbara's given it the official stamp. It's hump day, middle of the week, yes, February the 10th. And, you know, I'm absolutely elated. We're coming out of Windsor, Ontario, and we're talking to a band called Creatures of Condition, joined today by Donnie Coulter and Mark Levesque, and absolute pleasure, gentlemen, to have you guys with us. Welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I absolutely love your work, and long story short, I get to hear your music literally for the first time on a little device that I Bluetooth through to my car stereo, and go driving, listen to it that way. Barbara hands me the little device. Don't get any information, literally nobody, you know, no names, no song titles, nothing like that. Everything is based on the merits of the music, and that, therefore, I can get an idea of whether I want to do the interview or not, you know what I mean? And I've got to be honest with you, guilty here. Crush was the very first song I heard, and absolutely just loved it, I really did. Now, I've been a studio engineer for about 30-something years, a front-of-house engineer as well for about as much, and I don't listen to music as bands would listen to music, you know. I kind of listen to it as an engineer. I break it down, work it out, see how it was done, and see how it was mastered. And, well, I got to be honest with you, with the songs that we have chosen today, and believe me, I think production's done absolutely superb. Opening up with Crush, we got Feel Like Giving Up, Unforgiven, The Intruder, These Are the Days. And believe me, These Are the Days are your most requested songs. So we're going to go down through these as we hit them. First of all, though, opening up with Crush, tell me a little bit about the lyrics. How did you guys come to that?
Well, I guess I wrote the lyrics for that song. The lyrics are basically split between myself and Dave Whitehead, who's our lead guitar player. So we both brought songs to the group when we were getting together. And Crush was really a song about a really busy place, bar, concert hall, whatever you name it. We did a lot of playing over the years. And a lot of times you're walking into places and you're just, you know, shoulder to shoulder with people. And the idea behind the song was to try to write something that got people's attention. So typically when we would start a show, you hop on stage and people are talking to one another. They're not really paying all that much attention. We wanted to hit them hard and loud and just kind of get their attention right away. And that was the song that we used as an opening song for a lot of shows.
You know, I absolutely love it. I really, really do. And yeah, Donnie, I can see you absolutely just killing it on those drums on this particular track. You absolutely can. But do you wear the same hat?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I change my hat depending on the song.
Okay.
If it's got a little blues background, well then I put on the fedora type thing, you know. If it's got that kick you in the face rock and roll, well then I have this. And then if it's got the punk influence, Well, then I don't usually have a hat at all.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I do notice there that you guys are big fans of people like Radiohead, for instance, The Clash, The Cure, The Smiths, you two. But you've left out the god of punk. Where's Sid Vicious?
Iggy.
No, Sid Vicious.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, okay, but the godfather of punk is Iggy and the Stooges.
Oh,
Iggy Pop.
absolutely. Believe me, I was in England for a period of time when that was absolutely just the thing to do. And believe me, I had my Doc Martens on, and you know the big nappy pin through the ear, and used to get off on a thing called Crass Productions. Believe me, they had some fantastic stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, you know where we're from, Windsor, Ontario, which is of course borders Detroit, Michigan. We, back in the day, had the best high school shows you could ever get for secondary schools. Bob Seger was playing the high schools. Ted Nugent was playing the high schools. Iggy was playing the high schools. MC5 were playing the high schools. All these guys were playing our high schools. They never had the big gigs.
Yeah, but believe me, we've done that here in New Zealand too. And you know something? That's culturing your fan base right from the start for the rest of your life. And believe me, I've worked with some, well, back in the day, they were absolute unknowns. Today, they're legends in the game. Yes, that's where they started, playing the high schools, doing the colleges, and all the education facilities around the country. And we just kept on and kept on and kept on. Today, even one of them was actually, became a Sir over the Christmas period. He was one of the Queen's Honours list, if you know what I mean. So,
Nice.
so it works, you know what I mean? It's all about culturing your fanship. It really is, and that's a good place to start. It is. So I see the wisdom behind that. Now, I have a fan question for you guys. How do we get hold of you as Creatures of Condition? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, do you respond?
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We do respond. We do, we don't have a ton of followers just yet, but we're starting to build that up. That when the EP came out earlier last year, we set all that up. And, we're just waiting to build that fund. So right now, with what's going on with COVID, there's no shows, there's really not much we can do out there, so we're kind of stuck, to be honest with you.
Well, I tell you what, Mark, you shouldn't have actually said yes, you respond, because now you're going to get about 5,000 people just texting the hell out of you. You'll be there all day, you'll get nothing done, you know what I mean? Even the wife will be going, come on, it's time to go to bed. I can't. I guess, do you sleep with your phone? Believe me, because you're going to...
It's on most of the time.
Fair enough. Does the wife sleep with the phone?
Do I sleep with a phone?
Yeah, believe me, it seems to be the thing that women do these days, isn't it? You know,
Oh, my wife, no, she doesn't sleep with a phone, she sleeps with me.
you're lucky, believe me, I've woken up a couple of times. I got a phone stuck to my face and it was her phone. You're lucky. You got somebody there, absolutely. Well, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not. It could get...
You know, Grant, when it comes to the creatures and the writing and all that, Mark does the majority of the writing. Dave does some writing. Whenever these guys write something and they bring it in, bring it to us, it just seems so easy to go together. Like everything just really flows. Mark's lyrics, what I do, when Mark sends me a song or we have a song that's sort of complete, I'll send it out to test markets to people that are not musicians, know nothing about it, and I send it out to some friends that are musicians. And I look for their feedback and what they think on the song. And then it came to the point where the other fellow in the band, Al Hardcore Ballier, he said to me, he said, the lyrics are so abstract. I mean, they're very good lyrics. But then when I started asking people their interpretations, people were having different interpretations, which to me was really cool because that means we're hitting them where they're at that moment. well, and nothing to do with me. It has to do with the music, the melody, and the lyric, where people are relating to it. But everybody's got even I had a different idea when Mark gave me the lyrics. I said, "Hey, Mark, this is about this." And Mark goes, "No, that's not what I wrote it about." But that's what I interpreted.
You know, I get that, Donnie. I really, really do. And just quietly, I think you might have been working for the CIA or something like that, because believe me, that's how they create lies and confusion, is they tell some people the truth, tell some people the lies, and then let the rumour mill go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? So I think you've learned something there on how to adapt people's interpretations of music, your music at that. Mark, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with me. It really, really is. Now, I absolutely love your skills as a songwriter and also as a musician. Now, you didn't pick up the guitar until you were about 19 years of age, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, you go to the bars and you go to we had the concerts almost every weekend. You'd see bands like, Yes, Queen, I mean, bands that you can go every weekend to Detroit to see a show. You never think in your wildest dreams that you would be a musician. I never picked up an instrument or anything like that. But then we started going to punk shows, and it's like, you know what? This is a hell of a lot of fun. It's a lot of energy. And one night, coming home very late after probably a lot of beer, me and a few friends decided we were going to try to put a band together. And because we really couldn't play any instruments and couldn't learn anything, we wrote our own stuff. And that's how I started playing. So we get in front of people, and it was a sort of a, I guess, an epiphany when you get a bunch of stuff thrown at you. You go, well, you must be reacting to this in some way. So I loved doing that. And as time went on, and I went from band to band, I just did a lot more writing, and really for every song that you write that people think is pretty good, there's probably 40 or 50 that are really bad, but you just keep writing. And that said, the lyrics are one thing. There's a lot of times where, I brought an idea back to the band, and the lyrics are there, and I have a certain set of music, but it's really the synergy of the band that and transform that into a song. And sometimes the music is completely different than what I originally thought. So it's really not, it is a group product. It really is.
Believe me, I fully understand, and you know something, I personally don't sing, and if you want anything destroyed, just get me to sing it, because believe me, I actually had David Bowie one day say to me, "I bet you sing like a bird," and I went, "Yeah, a vulture." To be honest with you, I do sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me. That's the bit.
That should get you a Grammy.
Yeah, well, it's the best contribution to humanity I can give them. It really is. But, at least I don't feel like giving up.
I feel like giving up.
Tell me about...
Guess what's next?
Yeah. That's a hell of a segue, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about Feel Like Giving Up.
Oh, you know what? It's funny because I know when we were going back, I had written those lyrics a lot of time ago, and I was probably just frustrated at something, and I just put them aside. I literally just wanted to put them aside. And sometimes the way that a song comes together, I may have a little bit of a melody playing on guitar, and I'm not thinking of any lyrics in particular. So I just started looking through some pages of things that I've written in the past that didn't have any music. Oh, okay, this kind of fits. And I just went from there.
You know what?
Really, it's not, there's no mystery behind the song. I was probably very frustrated about something, and I felt like giving up, and then we kind of mutated a bit as we developed the song.
Yep, I totally understand, and believe me, the wife does too. She just says to me, "This is living with you, Grant. Listen to the man." You're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM with Creatures of Condition. Yes, feel like giving up.
Well, Chris Andreas joined us.
Chris Andreas has joined us.
Yeah, and Swen Engen from Norway.
Yes, sir.
What we do
Move
is
Penny.
a lot of the indie bands and a lot of the guys
They'll spend tens of thousands of dollars to go in the studio to record the material. The creatures, we've done absolutely everything ourselves. There's been no outside mixing, no outside mastering. We have the fellow in the band, Al Bellier, that's Al Hardcore Bellier, who is the mildest, meekest guy you'll ever meet. And
Amazing musician.
amazing musician in the band.
Yeah,
amazing. But he will spend hours and he'll find these little things that may have been a mistake, like a guitar hit, and he'll put it in there because and so when you listen to ourselves, the majority of people listen to melody. They don't really zero in on lyrics so much. But I find with ours, the melodies are nice, the lyrics are nice, but there's a lot of things that are going on the right side, left side, and underneath, which when you zero in, you can zero in on that stuff, especially if you smoke some hash. And that's what I do.
Can you post me some of that?
with the hash?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Why
is
did you? I'm sorry.
marijuana illegal there?
No. No, it's not.
No?
We had a
No.
referendum the last election just a few months ago, actually. Missed by about 2 votes.
Oh, okay.
You know, 2%. I mean, it was that close. It was damn it. At the same time, we had another referendum about euthanasia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That one got through. I don't know how we got a youth in Asia, but we got one.
Well, isn't it here now, Mark?
Yeah,
we have it here now.
Yeah, it's just a way of getting the young folks to get us prepared for it. You know, passing them our money.
Yeah.
You know, for a 5-year-old, anything over 35 years of age, you passed it. You know, I was talking to a young fellow the other day. I says, "Are you religious?" He goes, "Yes." I says, "Do you know about Moses?" He goes, "Yes." I said, "Do you know he's the first internet user in the world?" He goes, "What?" I went, "Well, you know, you've got to get good reception, so you've got to go up on top of a mountain, right?" I says, "Now, what are you doing? You're downloading from the cloud onto your tablet."
Yeah. That's right.
Had him going.
Somebody asked me for these young people, you know, how old I am. I said, I'm 20, with 40 years of wear.
Hey, Mark, do you have a short in your headphone wires?
Are you picking that up too? Are you, Don?
Yeah, every time you move, you...
No, he always looks like that.
I can change my headphones. Well, I wouldn't need my headphones because I'm talking through a mic in the on my camera.
Yeah, but it's only when you move.
I move a lot.
Donnie,
I can change my headphones.
he always looks like that.
No, sometimes he looks happy.
Oh, God. Let's go back to the news.
I'm going to get it out for you.
That's right, you're right, here at galaxy107 FM, and Donnie, I actually thought that was just my ears that were doing it, so I'm pleased that we're both in the same zone there.
I'll take care of you, Grant, don't worry.
Good on you, mate, good on you, love that, and I hope I said that with the right accent.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly, we're Kiwis, they can't understand us, it's all about it. Oh my goodness. Well, I got to ask you, how's it going over there? It is surreal times right now with this COVID virus thing. I know there's not a lot of shows going down. But as a population over there right now, how's it going with the COVID virus?
Well, currently in Ontario, our province, we're in lockdown. So the only things that are really open are, groceries, essential services, and so forth. There is an order to not travel, to not congregate in homes and things like that. It was announced earlier this week that we're probably going to be moving out of that over the next couple of weeks, but we're going to phase in, a little bit at a time. So really, from I would say March of last year, we've really been, just restricted. We can't, the bars aren't open, the lodges aren't open, you have to eat outside if you go to a restaurant. And now with, -5 Celsius, you go eat outside. So it's been tough.
Yeah, I fully.
And also, I wish more people would take this a lot more serious. There's the radicals out there that aren't. Now, I personally know 3 people that have died from COVID. Personally, 3. And, I was skeptical at first, too, even after the first one died. But then with the second one, and then the third, and this is only a couple weeks back, 2 of them. Okay, so it's a very serious thing. Let's, do our part not to spread it.
Yeah, absolutely, Donnie. And my condolences to you. But believe me, yes, there are people out there, kind of flat earth kind of people, that believe that, it's all a big hoax and everything like that. But having said that, we don't want the world to be reliant on a vaccine either, do we? Like the flu jab, you got to get one every year. That's getting a bit, and quite frankly, I would like something you could take or drink rather than have a piece of steel stuck in your arm, But yet again, I'm kind of, I'm kind of going towards the Pfizer deal or even the AstraZeneca kind of deal. And here's something that'll surprise you. Barbara actually has a very close friend of hers that's a scientist working in Oxford in the UK on the AstraZeneca deal. You know what I mean? So we're getting a bit of inside skinny on what's going on there, to be very honest with you. And he originally was coming out a wee while ago and says, it's mutating. And I'm saying, now hold on, if it mutates, that denotes that it's intelligent. If it can, take care of this, injection that you're going to get and change itself to be able to not be affected by that therefore denotes that it's intelligent.
Yeah, it's like, you got to think back to when the AIDS virus was out there. Well, it's still out there. They couldn't get a handle on it because as soon as they would come up with something, it mutated. And so it was always mutated. So no one ever died from AIDS itself. They died from the complications the AIDS brought them, pneumonia.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get a handle on it because it was mutating all the time. So they come up with a drug, boom, it mutated.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're sitting at with this, I think.
Well, you'd remember back in the day where they used to say, well, the only way to have safe sex these days is wear a full-body condom, right? Yeah, well, now with the COVID virus thing, it's the full-body condom with air conditioning.
There you go. You got the deal, man.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I want to put a copyright on that one. I do. It'd be like being in a Zorb with with an air conditioner, wouldn't it? Yeah. Guys, well, once we get this over and done with, and I'm not expecting this to go on forever and ever and ever. I kind of feel that we're going to get back to a new norm now. These days, we're not doing a lot of concerts, but it would be nice to be able to do that. And I speak to so many bands that say, we would love to be able to do concerts, but we don't want to do these virtual concerts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as an engineer, as a fan, and believe me, I can't see myself doing this because I know that bands get on stage and they feed off the crowd and the energy that's coming off the crowd. And, of course, the crowd feeds off the energy coming off the bands that's feeding off the crowd. It's a two-way thing there. But for me, I couldn't actually see myself getting, overly excited, dressed up and ready to go to the lounge to watch a show.
I couldn't do it.
It's not.
I know I couldn't do it.
It's just not the same feeling, is it? You've got to get, out of the house, go and mix and mingle with people, hear and feel that music as it happens. And believe me, as an engineer, I don't know about you guys getting off on the crowd's reaction, but that first beat, as soon as those drums hit, as soon as the lights come up, the smoke, the whole deal, and the crowd goes off, that, as an engineer, is my moment. You know what I mean?
Right, and that feeds everybody.
Yeah.
The crowd feeds the band feeds the crowd. The engineer is sitting there going, man, have I got a good mix going, because they're all responding.
That is
and that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Same with these bands now, which more power to them. They're doing the same thing recording. They're doing it, ship the track here, ship it there, back and forth. But it's not the same as if you're in the studio, because then you can produce, you can coach, you can change right there on the, you know what I mean? And the engineer's working along with you.
Exactly.
Like recording. When I haven't played a live gig now in a year, 1 year. The lockdown actually came on my birthday, March 13th last year.
Okay.
And I had one gig that was, I think in June or July, I can't remember. And it was a fill-in gig here in Port Dover. And what I did is, I accepted the gig. And the day of the gig, it was pouring rain. It was an outdoor thing.
Oh, no.
And so that ended that gig. So it's been over a year, actually, that I've had a gig.
Well, you know what? You don't look a day older.
Well, thank you.
You don't, I don't know, maybe I'm unforgiven. Could be. But
Yeah, that's a great tune. I like that one.
tell me all about it.
I like Unforgiven.
Yeah, well,
Shock value. Hey, man, it's a shock value queen swearing at the night. She loves to hear her voice. She's amplified and high.
I love that. I love that. Here's Creatures of Condition live, coming out of, yes, you got it, Windsor. Yeah? Ontario. Yeah, it is. You're right here at Galaxy and Unforgiven. So how's your beer, Donnie? You need another one yet?
No, I'm drinking Tim Hortons coffee.
That's not too far
Oh, that's even worse.
Who's handing you drinks?
Yeah,
Do you line them up? Who's handing you drinks? Are you just lining them up for?
No, I have my woman, my slave woman here. She hands it. I go like this. Didn't you see me go like this? Give me my drink.
I heard she's got a good arm.
Yeah.
She's
a sweetheart.
Can you do that again?
No. If Grant wants me to do it again, I don't want to do it.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Why? Why? What's wrong with me?
And she's watching us in another room.
Is she?
No, I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Hello!
They're all saying hello,
Are you
hi.
put the lockdown rules yet on people there?
How are you?
I'm sorry? Hey, how,
Say that again?
yeah, how did you wave like that and not move your arms?
I'm a drummer.
Nice.
I'm a drummer. We're fast.
Mmm. Yes.
Yeah. How do I look, by the way, Grant?
You look splendid. You
I have no
look...
pants on.
With your eyes.
Don't you? Stand up?
You want to see?
Yeah.
Go on.
I got my fluorescent orange Speedo from 1963 on.
Okay, the girls are all out with the cameras. Stand up.
No.
Oh,
I'm
bugger.
Hawaii.
Come on.
Oh,
Come
just
on.
stand
No, well,
up
I was
anyway.
going to tell you about my mankini.
Just stand up anyway.
Just stand up because it's not going out
Yeah,
live.
yeah, just stand up, the girls are going.
Oh, it's on Facebook Live.
Stand up.
I am.
Careful, that might get me into trouble. I was talking about tossing midgets once. It used to be a bar sport that we invented.
Here, look. Here's how much I'm loved. I just got a note here written to me.
Can't read. Hold on.
Move to your right.
Hold on.
The other way. The
Other
other
way. Other right.
On your left. That's your,
Move.
That way.
your left.
Other way. Other way.
Opposite.
Keep going.
Hold on.
No.
Going live. They might hear it.
Come in my room, delayed, still, on.
See, she's waiting for me. She's got her delay on.
Does she lay on the bed or the floor?
And she's in the other room waiting for you. How the heck do you manage to score that deal?
It's a hard life, Grant. Let me tell you. But, I'm managing.
Yeah, well, you know something? All my life I have waited for a communicator like that, and it never comes.
Well, don't give up on your wishes.
Well-
It's in your Disneyland.
Yeah, well, here's one for you. Usually on a Sunday, I used to go over to a friend's place just down the road and get away from the office, get away from the home life, go and spend a couple of hours with my mate having a cold one and maybe, something else as well. And he says to me the other day, about a couple of weeks ago, he says, Grant, I'm a little worried about my mum and dad. And I went, what are you talking about? Why are you worried about mum and dad? He says, well, they have breakfast out on the back lawn by the swimming pool, every morning on a beautiful day. And he says, Mum asked Dad, if I die, will you get married again? And old George, he was reading his newspaper. He says, didn't want to know about it, didn't want to answer. He just threw the tizzy and says, listen, don't want to even talk about that rubbish. Don't ever, bring that up. He says, now the problem is, Grant, that my bedroom backs onto their bedroom. Yeah, my headboard's next to their headboard, and well, the walls are pretty thin, and I can hear what's going on in there. And I went, oh, years of torment right there, isn't there? And he goes, yeah, kind of. But he says, Mum asked Dad the exact same question. If I pass away, are you going to get married again? And he says, Dad sort of didn't want to talk about it. And I went, yeah, okay, I get that. He says, but the problem is this has been going on now for about 4 or 5 days. I went, okay. He goes, well, finally Dad relented. And I says, well, what happened? He goes, yeah, well, he said to Jean, okay, Jean, I will get married again. And she goes, oh, will you? He goes, yeah, I'll get married again. She goes, oh, okay. Will you sell the house? He goes, no, I'm not going to sell the house. Oh, okay. Will you sell my car? No, I'm not going to sell your car. What about my golf clubs? Look, she's left-handed.
Okay. So, what about the putter?
Well, it could have been an intruder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only good thing for a putter, you know what a good thing for a putter is, don't you?
No, I'm sure you're going to tell me, though.
Yeah, assisting your balls in the hole.
Oh, nice. Mark likes to do that.
Okay, what's your handicap, Mark? Mine's my
My
wife.
handicap is way, way too high. It's probably at the tail end of the season, it was at 12, I think.
Okay, well,
Okay, 12.
literally, mine's my wife.
She left the room.
Oh, you're going to get it, buddy.
No,
Eventually.
I'm okay because she left the room. Yeah, I can get these ones in when she's not around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's only the...
She doesn't know I showed that note.
Okay, well, she will find out sooner or later, I'm pretty sure of it,
Yeah,
because
she'll watch
you'll get a copy of everything we do, okay?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you will.
Looks like trouble.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's all going to go on Facebook anyway, which it is right now. Hello, nice to have you on Facebook. Is she tuned in on the Facebook feed?
No.
Your wife?
Yeah, but she can't see the video. She can only hear you.
What's her name?
Joanne.
Joanne, welcome to Galaxy.
Hi,
Keep up the
Joanne.
good work. Keep looking after that man. He's precious. He really, really is. Do you think she'll ever believe me?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's
the
good.
rest of the world won't, but she will.
Yeah, that's good, because my wife, as soon as I said, if I say anything nice to my wife, she goes, what do you want and how much is it going to cost?
Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
Wow.
here's a true story for you. While this COVID thing's been going on, there's not been a lot of sports on the television, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I absolutely found something that was living on the couch, been there for years. It's called my wife. It's friendly, it says hello.
Hey, Grant, do you guys get the hockey games down there?
No, but I am a fan of Wayne Gretzky back in the day, I've got to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Until he hooked up with Woods and started making wine.
Oh, whiskey.
Something like that.
And wine.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
He does have one. Actually, his wine is really good.
yeah.
And
I've heard
I
that
heard
Woods wine.
whiskey's really good, too.
Yeah, I've heard these guys whine a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, tell me, Mark,
Hi, Gia.
tell me something about The Intruder. Did you have a bad night or something?
Okay, the intruder was written by David Whitehead. Now, David has got, most of his songs are really somewhat dark just added our parts to it, and it worked. That was a very easy song to record, and I think he did the vocals in one take. It was quite good.
You know what? I absolutely love this track. I really, really do. So right here is, of course, Creatures of Condition Live joining us out of Windsor, Ontario. Yes, here's the Intruder right here at Galaxy. Here's a true story for you guys. We have a couple of security guard dogs up here at night time when there's nobody around. You know, usually between 11 o'clock at night and 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's usually my job to go and take them walking first thing in the morning and last thing at night. You know, just to give them exercise and stuff. Because we're in an office blocky thing as well, in a sort of a, what do you call it, a courtway. Anyway, just a few blocks up the road, maybe about 5-6 blocks, is a cemetery. Right? And I'm taking this dog for a walk up there. I usually go up, do a lap of the cemetery, and then come on back down again, right? And right over the far side of the cemetery, when I was coming up around there, this little old man comes up to me and he goes, "Was it you or your brother that passed away?" I went, "Hold on, I'll have to go and ring my brother."
That's a true story.
Yeah, it's a true story. Yeah, I think he's Jewish.
Why was he yelling? Get the quarterback?
Here's a good one. I like that. I'm going to use that one.
You know, I went to a football game in Detroit once, and they sat me in the Jewish section. And somebody said, "Well, how do you know you're sitting with the Jewish in the Jewish section?" I said, "Because the whole game, all they were yelling was, 'Get the quarterback! Get the quarterback!'"
Very, very cool. I like it. Now I see. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was Sunday. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but it was a weird season. You know, they didn't really have a lot of people, going to games live and stuff. You know.
I think they had about 20% audience or something like that. The rest of it all.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then you had to really, really look closely for the cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. We got that at the hockey games too.
You know they're all cardboard cutouts because the girl all looks the same.
And they don't. And the weird thing, they pump in the crowd roaring and screaming.
Yeah. Well, they're doing that for hockey too. They're bringing in
That's
crowd
what I was.
voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're bringing an empty rings, which is interesting.
Well, I've been noticing they've been doing that with the wrestling as well, and they've been putting it on screens and stuff, bringing in a virtual audience, if you know what I mean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Did you ask for another coffee?
Huh?
Did you ask?
No. She was just my better half. Well, the only half.
And it's
Mixed
really
the
good.
whole. Still said Mark's cracking.
Mark's cracking? Okay.
Crackling, yeah.
I'm going to change my headphones.
Tell you what, why don't you change your headphones?
I'm going to do that.
I don't mean to bug you, Mark. He can't hear me anyway.
No, he can't.
Take that, Mark.
And
Hey,
you
I've always
did.
wanted to say that.
You did.
He must have heard me. He took off. Wait a minute.
I'm liking his X's in the background.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not all of them.
That's a nice collection, though.
See the black one with the red pick guard there at the end?
Yep.
He built that one. He made that one.
Okay. I got a friend of mine that makes Ellingtons.
Huh?
I got a friend of mine that makes Ellingtons.
Lap steels.
Where's Ellington's?
Well, it's like a lap steel made out of a biscuit tin. Cake tin. A cake tin. Yeah, literally. Turn it into a guitar.
Hi, Mark. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
You're still crackling.
Yeah.
You're still
the
crackling.
same.
Cracking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be my, you know what? Let me check something here.
Tell you what, I'll talk to Donnie and you go and check something.
Yeah.
That's good, Mark.
Got that?
Yep. Move your head. Move your head. Yeah, still cracking.
Still cracking?
There you go. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and Donnie, Mark will never know we were talking about him, eh?
Huh?
Mark will never know that we were talking about him, eh?
Oh.
No, he would never figure it out. You know, anybody would think he's here right now, but I think he's gone for a 5-minute walk.
Good one.
I like that. I really, really do. You know something, guys, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you here on the show. Just wondering, are you going to be bringing out new stuff anytime soon?
We're planning on it. Right now we're looking at some songs to do, and we actually did a single not that long ago, which we put out. But it was a cover song on Pictures of Matchstick. I don't know if you have that.
No, I don't have that version, but I certainly do have the status quo version.
Yeah.
Well, I believe I sent it to you, Pictures of Matchstick Men. We paid the licensing fee to do it. So it was a remake we did.
Okay.
But also, we still have some songs that are in the queue that we just have to put together on an EP. But we're in the discussion of whether it's going to be an EP or release the next bunch as singles. One of them I'm really excited about. I wanted to release it the way it is, and it's called Ready, Mark? One of them is me. It is Off the Floor. It was actually, we did that just as an exercise before we actually were going to record a tune. And on the third go-round, we said, at the third one, we said to Al, just run the machine. And we ran the machine, so it is totally live off the floor, and it is really in your face, like Martin is. I think it's better than Martin. And so that's in the queue. And there's another one. The first song we ever recorded was called "What Goes On." It's like "What Goes On in Here," and we shelved it because I don't think any of us really cared for it at that time.
Yeah, we liked it when we first heard it, but after a while we said, we just kind of put it aside.
And then it came back out and got revamped. And so, that will definitely be going out now. I think it is, Mark? I like it out now.
Yeah, we did the vocals, so.
You know, guys, what I'm hearing here is that you're going to come back again for another interview.
Oh, great.
Actually, yeah, sure.
It's my way of saying, will you come back again and have another interview? Can we have new music from you? Can we keep on promoting you? Can we get behind you as much as possible?
Absolutely. We appreciate what you guys have done. Grant, you. Barbara's been a real gem. She's kept in touch. And if it hadn't been for Indie Tune Records as well, like we probably never would have met. I mean, it's, he works hard for us, and really a good guy. And if you ever saw his studio, he's got a beautiful studio for recording and everything, but we do all our own, so we don't have to use his. But he sure points us in the right directions. He doesn't tell us what to do, but he sure has a good reach. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know something, my friend, and I'm so pleased you said hello to Indie Tunes, and from us here at Galaxy as well, thank you so much, Indie Tunes, and we want to get behind you as well. Keep collaborating with Barbara, because believe me, we absolutely love Creatures of Condition. And so they are coming back again by the sounds of it, and they'll be more prepared this time, I'm sure of that.
Is there preparing for you, Grant? Is it
only if you're wearing a mankini?
A mankini. You know what? I'm going to dig out my fluorescent orange one just for you, buddy.
Does it have a...
Still working out.
Yeah, the problem with ours, and believe me, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
A what?
A Zorb, Z-O-R-B.
What's a Zorb?
No.
Okay, it's a big round clear see-through ball. It's got a bit of water in it so that you don't get too much friction. We put you in it and roll you down a hill.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Lots of alcohol before, probably during, and plenty afterwards as well. But just to make it more interesting, we'll put some runners in front of you. Now, the reason I say alcohol is, well, it's priceless when you run over their faces. But, you know, don't worry about the togs.
I've seen that on YouTube.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Well, we do that about an hour away from where we are right now.
Really?
We really do. And don't worry about a pair of Speedos or togs or anything. I'll give you a company mankini. And you can have...
But,
You can have any colour you want as long as it's fluoro, okay?
already did.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the deliberations on the mankini took a long time because we didn't really worry about what colours. We already knew that were going to be fluoro. Just where the hell do we put our logo?
It's only one place to put it.
On your back.
Well, we found a place, yes. Further investigation, yeah, maybe. You know what I mean, but believe me.
What I would like for you and Barbara to do, if you could, is send me your mailing address, because I think I requested it before, but I never got one, so I can send you something.
That would be great.
All right.
How about, I'll tell you what, now if you're going to send us something, now let me start with this, and I'm going to run down the list because this is all about promotions, and we want to be able to keep you guys in our audience. Maybe a t-shirt or two so that we could, well, you know, people that are watching the live show right now, they're going to be on the interwebby thing, picking away, finding out who Laconic Zephyr is, for instance, who is a New Zealand band. It really is. And very, very shortly, we may put them in a magazine in India just yet. You never know. Thinking about that one. But having said that as well, people do go and look, you know what I mean? And before you know it, now you've got another 5,000 Facebook, well, no, they're going to be Twitter fans. You've already got 5,000 Facebook fans. You're going to be busy as hell, I tell you. But moreover, and I want to touch this because when I asked you about the fan question, how do we get hold of you? You didn't say that you actually had a website. And on your website, do you have a merch store?
We do not have a website, and we do not have a web store. Yeah.
What's that site it's Creatures of Condition? Mark, what is that?
That's the local vet. That's the local vet down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, all we have is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram right now.
Okay, well, you know, when you do get
We'll
up...
have to work on that.
When you do get up a website, may I suggest, put links in there so that we can acquire your music, even if it's links to places like Spotify, iTunes, places like that, Amazon, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Put those on there, always valuable. And a merch store. Now, a merch store, you know, if you're watching this, folks, and they do put it up, I will let you know when they do. And, well, you never know, they might sell a koozie or two.
Okay.
But, you know, it always helps to be able to get your product out there. Now, having said that, I've already asked for a couple of t-shirts. I'll get Barbara to send you our details, everything like that. How about maybe a few CDs that we could give away? That way, on air, I can keep your name rolling. It's all about keeping inside our audience's head, you know what I mean? Give them something for nothing.
That was my plan there, Grant. I'm going to send you a few CDs, and I need the size, your size for a t-shirt, and Barbara's size for a t-shirt.
Nice, absolutely brilliant. And Barbara will send that through to you as well. Maybe one extra just for the on-air producer in the background who's taking photos of you radically right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my boss over here. You know, the voice in my head.
Okay.
She
You can do that. Just send us the sizes.
Awesome,
Yeah, I'll do that.
absolutely awesome. And at the same time, we would absolutely love it if possibly at some stage when you're next to a 58, a recordable 58, maybe you might be able to say, hi, this is Creatures of Condition. You're listening to Galaxy 107 FM, something like that we can put into the system, keep you guys rolling here. Will you do that?
Sure.
Yeah, Mark's got the voice for that.
Okay, but minus the crackle.
Yeah, minus the crackle, but he's got the voice for it.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I can say. I've played with like a lot of cover bands, and I've played with original. This is my third all original band, and the biggest thrill I've had is of the bands, all the bands, is with the Creatures. The guys have been so easy to work with. Like, it's amazing how songs come together, and it's not like we're doing a whole production where we get around the tables. Well, let's put a stop or a break or a change. We just connect. There's a gel when we get in there, and everything just happens. So it's not like everything's written out. Everything's just, we just go and we do it. And that's what I like. It's very free, very free.
Very, very cool. Now, I've been told 64 countries, 97 cities are locked in right now listening to this. And I really...
Thank you.
Technology today is absolutely fantastic, don't you think? It would take a long time to get around that many cities, that many countries, if you were mailing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I love this. In fact, I feel that these are the years.
Yeah, you know, that is a very positive message. The lyrics, Mark, I commended Mark on that along when he wrote it or brought it out, that these lyrics are so right now, something to look forward to. It just blows me away.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know something? You've made a big hit with our audio audience. We get so many requests for These Are the Years here at Galaxy. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. You're up around about 1,337 requests so far.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
And we love it. We're playing it in the breakfast show.
Thank you very much.
We are getting that many requests. Literally, we're playing it in the breakfast show now, and it is an absolute fantastic song. Creatures of Condition, These Are the Years, right here at Galaxy.
He's got a funny colour, look.
How you feeling, guys?
He's got a funny colour.
Good.
Oh, Mark's got a funny colour.
I don't know, Mark. How are you, Mark?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I think my
They're both frozen.
Wi-Fi signal or something is probably pretty bad.
Oh, no, it's good. It's just the crackling when you move.
Yeah.
I both came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I have a camera that I don't have a camera built into my computer. This is my recording computer. So I have to
What
really
about
probably
his
use
phone?
something else next time.
It's when you're talking, it cracks.
Is it always like that, Donnie?
No.
No?
Oh.
No.
What happened to him? He's gone.
Looks like it.
Hey, Mark.
Mark,
Wake
Hey,
up!
Mark.
maybe the
I'm
year.
putting
Deep
that-
in thought.
I'm putting my little arrow up your nostril.
It's called a cursor for a reason.
Oh, look, he's
Oh,
back
I'm putting it
again.
up Grant's now.
Oh, there you go.
I'm putting my cursor up your nose, right?
I get the point. I get the point. We
I
will.
can't help myself.
Yeah, well, neither can I actually, and it's so good to be able to talk to people that have a sense of humour. And believe me, my wife seems to have a sense of humour as well because she married me.
Yeah, I have to give her credit. I have to give credit to mine, too. I mean, you know, if she wasn't who she was, I wouldn't be with her.
Exactly. There you go. And you know, and I got to thank every supporter of every artist there ever is that gets behind the artist and supports that artist. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. Take care of your artists. And you know something? This COVID thing's not going to last forever.
No.
Get them back out there working.
Work it, butter.
Literally, get them out there working. I need a job. I really do. Besides being a radio announcer, I do shows. You know what I mean? A little boring right now. Barbara's starting to look at me sideways going, what the hell are you doing?
Good girl, Barbara. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
I tell you what, we are not sitting on our hands though while this is going on. We are planning like crazy. The day that the government says, yes, you can do it, we're on it. You know what I mean?
Good.
We are really prepared. We really are. Anyway, we will wrap this up from here, but don't go to just yet. We've got a couple of other things that we do right after this. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today's featured artist is Creatures of Condition, coming out of course, Ontario. It's been a while since I've been there, it really, really has. And I was looking at the drum skin in the background there, and I was talking to Donnie about who did that and stuff like that. This is the type of stuff that the wife does.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean?
Spacey, yeah.
Yes,
Like it.
and if you put a light behind that, it absolutely is fantastic at night time. But
It's funny you mention that. When you put a light behind this one, it's all orange and black. The design, it's just boom, orange and black.
yeah, the wife says the same thing about me.
She shouldn't put that light behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, it's all about the 25-meter cable, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, after that I'm stuffed. I really am. Guys, I would absolutely love it and be very, very humbled if you would consider coming on back again and subjecting yourself to a little bit more of Galaxy. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, for me.
That would be great. That would be great.
Maybe we can get a couple of the other guys to come on as well.
Yeah, there you go. Don't tell them what it's, what it's like or anything like that. Let's subject them to some abuse. What do you reckon?
Hey, I'm into that.
Love it.
I love it. I love it. Of course, you guys will be well versed now in what it's like to be. You have suddenly realised, I bet, that us here in New Zealand, we're kind of crazy, right?
Well, no different than a Canadian.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, we get on pretty well, except we know how to say about.
A boot?
About. You know, the one thing that surprised me, and this is something that I learnt over the years, about the Aborigine that you guys have in Canada, that you have an Aborigine race over there. We're kind of used to the ones over in Australia, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Now, many, many people I've asked, does the Aborigine race in Canada throw a boomerang?
A boomerang?
Yeah, a lot.
They throw spears.
Yeah, well, they do that too, but...
My wife is Aboriginal.
Is she? Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so does she know what a boomerang is?
Well, yeah, but we don't have them. That's Australian.
Yeah, it is Australian. You know what happens if one doesn't come back, right?
Oh, what?
No, I'm afraid to ask.
It's a damn stick. If you throw a piece of wood and it doesn't come back, it's a stick.
Right.
Oh, it's just...
Drum roll.
It was actually an Australian that said that to me too. This is the same Australian, would you believe, that was growing, was brought up in the back yards, the back, way up the outbacks. And he had kangaroos bouncing through his front yard, backyard, everywhere, every day. And I says to him, okay, so why don't kangaroos bounce backwards? He goes, don't they?
The only marsupial we have here is a possum.
Yeah, we have the same marsupials, but they, well, I'm not even going to get into that one. I really aren't. Look, believe me, there's a whole deal about trying to eradicate the pest, if you want to call it a pest, using a thing called 1080 poison. Yeah,
Oh.
and that's why I don't want to even touch that, because the government wants to introduce it. We don't want this either in the ground, in the water, in other unsuspecting animals, anything like that. It's just wrong. You know what I mean? So believe me, we go out, if we want possum, we'll go and take a 22 and just have some fun. You know what I mean? I think that's
like, I will not eat fish, and I won't, out of our Great Lakes. I won't, because for hundreds of years, manufacturers have been dumping shit in the water. I mean, there's mercury down there. There's a blob supposedly in Lake St. Clair, which isn't a Great Lake, but still it's connected too. And I won't eat it. I have not eaten that since I was a kid, and I won't now. I don't know what's down there.
You know, where we are here in Komodo, when we first came here about 20 odd years ago, and believe me, everybody that works here is from Auckland, our biggest city. We all moved down here purely for economic reasons. We could do here what we could do in Auckland, but we don't want to pay the multi-million-dollar deals every year on the buildings and stuff like that. We're down here, no worries, we've got it covered. But the thing was that New Zealand has some of the best water in the world. It really, really does. Here in Komodo used to be the most pristine water because it comes up through pumice sand and self-filters, everything like that, up until the point where the council decided we're going to put some fluoride in that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what the hell? What the hell? Now it's not the best water at all. In fact, sometimes it's very, very cloudy. Other times it can be brown. We've had issues with well, the council not taking care of the sewage pipes running alongside the water pipes, all sorts of things. Believe me, there's been a whole deal of stuff going on over the last 24 months here where we are right now due to the inadequacies of the council. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
they were talking about putting the fluoride in our water again, weren't they, Mark? I think that was, did they, or is it still in discussion?
I think they did.
Literally. Now, if you go to Auckland, you can actually hold up a glass, if you pour it out of the tap, hold up a glass and see a multitudes of things floating around in that glass.
Well, that's not good.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely. Now, 25, 30 years ago, I used to work for a company where we used to sell water purifiers. Okay? And what we did was we got some, and they were Canadian too, some scientists in from Canada over to go through the Auckland water, literally, and diagnose what we needed to be able to build these things so it would take every piece of out of it, you know. And believe me, charcoal, I've got a lot to say for charcoal. Love it, love it, love it. Does wonders. But we built these water purifiers, and back in those days they're going, what do we need that for? We got, you know, perfectly good water coming out of our taps. And I'm going, believe me, you want to see the list here. You know what I mean? Heavy metals, giardia, toilet paper. You can see it. Hold it up. That white stuff floating around is toilet paper. The hell, wow. You know? And we made a fortune literally selling these water purifiers. Coming here, I think to myself, you know, we got purest water. It comes up through the pumice sand. Not anymore. And I'm a big fan of actually water purifiers now, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yep, absolutely.
I'm being told I'm going to have to wrap this up, unfortunately, guys. So thank you so much for joining us here at Galaxy. And please, we would love to have you back again. But in the meantime, guys, don't go anywhere. We've got a couple of things we're going to do just before we leave. And you'll get a copy of everything. I will apologise now, okay?
No problem.
Look for the copy. Thank you.
Very, very, very cool. I'll switch over to the other studio, Studio B, right here at Galaxy. Here's Steve Earle.